the queen does most of the hard work, and you might think this is a little unfair, but it is the monarch that you'll need to look after in your games.
Thanks, Chloe. In this lesson, we'll be learning about the other member of the chess royalty, the king. Now, the king is a very easy piece to move. Let's pretend I put a king on the d4 square. These are all the squares the king can move to. So it can move to any square next to it, provided that square is not attacked by an enemy piece, because then the king would be in check. So I'm going to put another pretend king on g2 this time. And those are all the squares the king can move to. Pretty easy, as you can see. I'm going to be making some king moves now. I've highlighted all the squares the king can go to using those arrows. Now watch what happens. The d5 and e5 squares are attacked by both kings, so that means neither king can come to that square, to those squares. For example, see, if I try to move here, the program won't let me because it's an illegal move. It won't let me. Okay. So let's make another move, and now those three squares are attacked by both kings. They can't move to those squares. Now that square on e4 is attacked by both kings. If I were to put the king there, both kings would be in check, a completely illegal position. And now those three squares in the middle are attacked by both kings. I think you get the idea. Now, in this position, the white king can go to all those squares except for c2 and c4, the squares that I've highlighted in red. And the reason is the bishop is controlling them, is attacking them. So if I were to put the king there, the king would be in check, the bishop is attacking it. So obviously that move is illegal. And the same thing happens for the black king. Those three red squares, c6, d6, and e6, are attacked by the rook. So the king cannot move to any of those squares. Alright, I'm going to be making some moves now. And as you can see, the king is now attacking the bishop. And that's the thing, just because the king moves next to another piece doesn't mean the king is in check, because the bishop is not attacking the c3 square. It's attacking c2 and c4, but not c3. Okay, so the white king is not in check. I cannot come to c4 because the bishop is attacking that square, as we've learned before. Okay, so now the bishop is going to move out of the way because it doesn't want to get taken. And I'm going to make another move now, king here. And now, as you can see, the king is attacking the rook because the e7 square is not attacked by the rook. The rook doesn't move diagonally, but e6, d6, f7, and f8 are being attacked by the rook. So those squares are forbidden for the king. So the rook moves out of the way because it doesn't want to get taken, obviously. And now, here's this move. The king is attacking both pieces, so that means black is going to lose one of them. And which one do you want to lose? Well, since the rook is worth 5 points and the bishop is 3, we might as well part away with the bishop. Now the rook is going to move out of the way and then the king can take. And, you know, in the resulting position, both sides have a king and the rook. It's going to be a draw. And this is where we put our kings at the start of the game, right in the middle. And what about the queens? And the queens go next to the king, right in the middle also. But the difference is the queen always goes on its color. So as you can see, that's a white square and that's a black square. And there's always a white square to your right, don't forget. How much is the king worth? That's a difficult question because it depends on the position. But everyone agrees that when we reach an endgame, the king is worth approximately 3 points. But I'll be explaining that later on, so don't you worry about this right now. I know I say this a lot, but it's true. So I'm going to leave you now with a quick lesson recap. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.